get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Hey, yeah.
Man, this is gonna start like that?
Short film roundup. This is short film roundup.
Are you serious?
Join me, guys, in song.
This is embarrassing.
Short film roundup. This is short film roundup.
Dude.
If this is your first time watching,
I'm sorry.
just know that we do this every time.
Yeah.
Short film roundup, jazz hands.
I wish we could cover this.
Now it's your turn.
What am I doing?
D.
My name's
The song.
My name's D.
That's not the song. And I'm Kenny.
I'm Taylor, I suppose.
This is the place, the one and only place, the only show in the world of its kind.
Is that true?
Where, yes, I've looked. I Googled it.
You Googled short film roundup and nothing else came up?
I Googled 3 cursed filmmakers forced to review short films for eternity, and we're the only ones.
We're the only
Okay.
one? Wow.
Yeah.
I can believe that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, there is another show where 3 cursed pottery makers are forced to review like ceramics and textiles.
They probably get a lot
Not
more
movies,
views than
though.
we do.
Not
huh?
movies. They have a huge following.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 subscribers.
Jeez, yeah,
Yeah.
we suck.
We review short films, user-submitted ones, and if you happen to be a filmmaker and you want to submit yours, you may do so.
Please do so, because we're bored here.
There is a link in our description. Click on it, fill out the form, send us the link, and we'll review it the way we have done with our previous 60 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll give you the same gentle-handed treatment that we've given to all of our dear filmmakers.
I don't think that's the proper...
Could we do a supercut of all the harsh things we've ever said?
That's good.
Yes, the same treatment we've given all these other filmmakers. You can have that too, and you'll like it.
Why are we here? What are we doing?
Well, we're just
we're waiting on
waiting
our
for the big red man to send us our next assignment.
The big red man?
Payman.
Payman.
The reason we're here. The demon Payman. Hey, there we go. Thanks, big guy.
You're a big guy.
He's very red and very big.
For you.
Reminds me of Clifford.
You know,
Clifford the dog.
We've never seen Payman in real life. Huh? That's interesting.
That's true, but I just assume that he's huge.
He's huge.
Like larger than life.
He's probably like super tiny.
Well, maybe he can morph.
Well, think about what happened to Snoke.
Yep, Snoke wasn't as big as we all thought.
Snoke.
And then he died.
Good
Then
character.
He died.
Maybe we could kill Payman with a mind trick like that.
Oh yeah, just simply like trick him.
Just trick him. Maybe just like in the Snoke was
what
stupid.
do we have there? What's there?
Oh, he sent a nice little
another
he has
feather.
Some
He's really upped his game, man.
what do you call it? Stationary.
Yeah.
Payman
How come he
stationary.
only has feathers?
Ah, well, it's
He's
a
a
short
peacock.
film. Looks like today, typical, another short film.
Oh jeez.
Looks like today we will be watching and reviewing Dirty Books, a film by Zachary Lapierre, submitted by friend of the program, Timothy J. Cox.
Hey.
Tim Cox.
And look, Payman did a little heart. He said, "Love Payman."
Aw. Wait, what?
He did.
Does he love?
I don't know.
That's weird. There's a link in the description. The first link that will take you to that film. Click on it, watch it, come back, watch us. I know it's a lot of steps. I'm sorry.
Just go watch the movie and then come back here.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi. Hey. How's it going?
Hello?
Hey.
Shall we get started?
Yeah. Ready.
That was a movie.
Hey.
Sure was.
That was a movie.
Who wants to talk about it?
That's up to this man. He decides who talks first. Don't
Yeah.
even try that.
Sorry.
I have a lot
We
of.
have a routine here.
I have a lot of. This is a big decision here. I'm gonna go with Kenny. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with Kenny.
You're in luck. I have almost nothing to say about this movie.
Oh, great.
Dirty Books is a well-made film, and quite an accomplishment to be proud of, actually. And here's a few of the reasons why. One, this is a pretty big production. Lots of people and places.
Yeah.
several scenes in which there are a lot of people being directed at a time, and we're seeing young people directed. Now, I won't go as far as to say children, because they're not. These are adolescents, teenagers, and such. But
high schoolers.
Look at that guy's name. He's got effing in his middle name.
Oh.
Anyway,
that's badass.
That is not easy to do, to hold together a movie like that.
Look at that. Look at that. Kate.
Second of all,
Marion,
family members,
and Noah.
Nepotism.
See,
nepotism serves, right?
That's the first place we go when we critique a film is the credits.
Well, no, because what I'm doing is I'm wondering if the director was actually in the film.
Oh, right.
He was sound and music supervisor.
Well, as I was saying,
as you were
movie.
Saying, yes. Hey, Kenny. How's it going, man?
The movie. The other big thing that they accomplished here that so few of the short films that we get have is a story arc. We actually have an arc here for our main character.
A story arc?
Yes, the character actually has an objective, strives to obtain said objective, and faces challenges along the way. They actually told a full, complete story here, and they developed the characters.
What?
What? Yeah, and so like there's some things here that aren't perfect, right? I mean, some of the dialogue is a bit stagey and clunky. There's plenty of those moments where you go, real humans don't actually talk that way.
Sure.
But
performance-wise, also
not bad and not too bad. And the performances weren't great all the way across the board. I'd say sort of mediocre, but at the same time, pulling it off with the age group is phenomenal. But all that I'm willing to overlook because they developed characters and told a full, coherent story.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
This movie also has character development a kind of character development that I love, where it's not the kind of character development where you are particularly shown obvious things or told obvious things, but like our main character here, we get to know who this character is just by spending time with him throughout the movie. Not by inherently showing off any specific traits, not by showing a picture of his soccer trophy from when he was a kid or just something. You get to know him through how he reacts to his situations around him.
Right.
Rather than it's a very natural kind of character development. The same way you would like meet somebody for the first time and get to know them just through being around them and hanging out with them or whatever,
I don't typically like that kind of development in our main character so much, but I understand, and I think it is great that they did that because it does feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree that the whole movie in general works, and it's a good watch, well written, that's really nice. It's pretty well shot. Like all the shots seem to be coherent. Mm-hmm. The lighting is also great. Let's get down to the stuff that we don't like about it.
Oh. Ooh, okay, here we go.
I don't have that much actually to say about.
Let me get that list.
The negatives.
No, there's actually not a whole lot. I just wanted to point out some things. Some of the editing in here is a little odd, but some of the editing is genius. This part actually right here, where we cut to grass, trees, wide shot, paper. I think that's genius. I think that's all fantastic editing. Stuff that doesn't seem quite as...
Did it bother you that he's delivering like 18 different newspapers?
Oh, no,
like they're not all the same newspaper.
I didn't see that, no. This part kind of weirded me out when he grabs his book. So we see these guys having a conversation, and then cut to a close-up of this book that his friend grabs, and then cut to a reaction shot, and then back to the book while he's talking over it, and then back to the wide shot. It feels like those shots were put there because they were supposed to be put there. Like, you need a close-up here, you need a reaction shot there, and it felt like a puzzle piece thing. It didn't feel motivated to me. Felt like you were trying to show me something specific for this point.
I didn't love the some of the performances were kind of meh.
I think most of the performances were meh.
Yeah. And I think when our main character David gets to the point where he's decided to fabricate stuff and he goes on a slew of pranks, the pranks I felt like could have more heft to them than they did. Especially
like a living room in the
cafeteria. Like that
sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, that sounds like a kind of a cool thing, if anything. It doesn't particularly harm anyone.
Balloons are certainly not.
And the balloon one is what got to me.
Not very much malice there.
That one got me especially because one, it's just not that.
It's the kind of thing students would do all over the world without any repercussions.
Yeah.
Or much noteworthy to say about it.
And also the way that scene was executed was weird to me because I could tell that obviously they didn't fill up an entire room with balloons because that would be extremely tedious.
If the balloons were all filled with like lamb's blood.
Yeah, now we're talking. That would be sick.
What this needed was more gore.
Definitely. That's just like a default critique for everything.
Absolutely.
But like in the sense that I could see like when they cut to a face straight on shot of if you could actually pull that up here.
The balloon scene?
Yeah.
It reminded me of It, actually.
Oh, that's funny.
Is it before this?
Yeah. After. There we go. Okay.
Principal like balloons?
Okay, so he opens the door here in just a second, and you can tell that people are pushing the balloons onto him rather than just a ton of balloons falling out. And then there you can tell people are holding him because the balloons just kind of bounce back.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that always bothers me because I know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to depict, but it's just not believable at all. And the fact that it's not even slightly believable really pulls me out of the movie. And I think
interesting.
Fair. It could have been something else.
That man has a fair point.
I would say it's fair too.
Yep.
Thank you. I apprate
movie
that.
wreck.
That
movie wreck.
validation.
Everything I've said.
We now hate this film.
Bad movie.
Bad movie.
Bad movie.
Also, go to the bleachers scene here. There's some framing thing that I didn't like.
I would agree.
We're cut to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that shot.
Why don't you like that shot?
Because it's just weirdly portioned. It's like he's not even. Not that you have to be on a third or anything like that, and I understand that they might have been going for that negative space look where you're at the bottom frame, but they didn't go all the way with it. So you're left in this really awkward place where it's not balanced right. His head on the left is like way up there, and he's close, kind of almost center frame.
You're just opening my eyes. It's a really bad movie.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, Taylor, that a shot like this can exist, in a film, and we think it's a really, really, really good shot.
Yeah.
But it's because of the context that makes it weird, right?
Yeah.
For example, there's a shot in one of the films submitted to us that was the winner of our most
Tube
for best film. Yeah, Tube
by Dario
Ortega.
And there's a shot in there.
Go watch it. It's great.
There's a shot in there that has our main character's head on the very, very bottom frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where his neck is almost cut off.
Yeah, it's like illegal framing.
Yeah.
Except it completely worked in the context.
Except it completely worked in the context, exactly. Yeah. And this does not work in the context because all the rest of the film is shot not stylized. And this film is, this shot here is clearly stylized in a certain kind of way where we're trying to put a lot of uneasiness on the eyes here by using negative space. Same with here too, his frame.
So I have a bit of a critique, and this isn't so much about something that you did wrong, but more something that you could have done, I think, better. And I'm going to compare your work to Breaking Bad. Here we go. We have a main character in this that is not likable because of their motivation and the way they carry it out. Is kind of despicable.
Yeah.
On a high school level, but
Yeah.
still despicable. We have the same thing in Breaking Bad, but with Walter White, we're dropped these nuggets of humanity where they're developing his character and allow us to kind of sit into his shoes and really identify with his, albeit misguided, motivation.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a little part of you that feels like you are going with Walter White on his insane journey, and it's because of the way they've developed a character. And in this film, I feel like all we got was like the despicable side of this character. There was never a moment where I'm like, I like him, we're friends, you know. And as a result, instead of his betrayal of his journalistic code of ethics is not the tragedy that it could be. You know, like we could feel something, his frustration, and identify with what he's doing if we had that development in there. Something to help us to more grasp him and identify with him.
I would agree.
The only empathy I felt was for the sports writer because she was being picked on by her boss.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like,
and
oh, that's
more sympathetic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as a result, when this ended, I really felt like we had just, the way I described it was like we had just seen an origin story for like a future psychopath.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like on a mini level, he was like a crazed villain.
Right.
He's just like, I just did it for the attention.
Yeah.
And he's full on telling that to the principal, like he's completely aware and conscious of his real motivation.
Yeah.
Is that I did this for this reason and it worked.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, this guy's nuts. He's gonna be a murderer someday.
I want to say, because I'm not exactly sure if it could have been saved in writing, but I want to say that it was because of his performance, of David's performance, the guy who played David. I think it's because everything that he said was very wooden, you know? Like it didn't feel like he had any passion behind any of his words other than he's mean when he's supposed to be mean and not when he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It also comes down to what's written on the paper, though.
Yeah.
There definitely could have been like some
Could have
certain
had a
scenes
scene
of
or something dropped in
Yeah.
that actually
that displays his
gave him-
humanity. He like helps a cat out of a tree.
You're talking about
That's
developing his
exactly
character
what I was
more.
thinking.
Yeah.
A cat out of the tree.
You're talking about
Would've done
developing
it.
his character more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
No, well, maybe it would have been just developing his love for this newspaper.
Yeah.
And making us believe that he really cared about the newspaper.
Right.
In the end, all we believe is that he just cared about his self and his ego, his legacy.
Literally is spoilers for Breaking Bad is the arc that Walter White's character goes through.
Yeah.
In the end, you realize, oh, he did it all for himself.
Wait,
Yeah.
so how are we supposed to contextualize that? Do we say spoilers for Breaking Bad? Those of you who haven't seen Breaking Bad, skip over this portion.
No.
Yeah.
Anything that is 5 years old or more, warnings are off the table. You've been around. You've lived in the post-Breaking Bad world long enough. No one has to say "spoiler alert" before saying.
It's
Cut all that
funny.
out, so.
It's funny that the parallel to Breaking Bad exists here.
No, yeah, it's
on like almost one to one.
I think it's a writing thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the character development here. I also want to take the opportunity to say that a character who is unlikable can still be a very good character.
Absolutely.
There are some people who make films that feel like you have to make your main character likable in order to be relatable, but that's not true.
Yeah.
And this film can actually, I think, proves some of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely felt invested in our main character, even though he was a jerk. Like I was like, I don't know if rooting isn't the right word, but I was definitely invested in his story.
Yeah. Definitely.
To quick 180 back to technical stuff.
Oh.
If you let this play out for a second, there's a cut and shot here that I love.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when they cut wide.
We'll cut wide, yeah. That's what I'm saying, is some of the editing is really good.
Yeah, I always love that. It should pop up here when they walk away.
Yeah, that made me feel like this was a movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it is a movie. Wow.
Well, it's like you have those.
What do you know?
You have those moments where you're like, "Wow, I should be watching this like in theaters, or I should be watching this on TV."
That
shot, yeah. It's not just that shot though.
But it's the way it's cut with the
the way it's cut
shot.
is great.
The match cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flawless.
It's just because it's cutting to show what's happening, which is him walking away from the other guy, but it's also cut in continuity.
Plus, how wide it is hammers home the feeling of loneliness.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
Where's that sound
perfect? Mario?
Mario, yeah.
Mario.
Mario.
Flood. Is that you?
Oh.
Tim's good in this movie.
Tim is batting 1,000.
He's good in every movie.
Tim is great. Yeah,
But this is the best movie he's been in.
This is
so
Tim.
far.
Yeah,
This is Tim on the left here.
Yeah.
Tim has now
This guy.
become a short film roundup legend. He's
All it takes to become a legend is to submit 6 films to us.
yeah, I think he did 7, didn't he?
He
Something
did
like that.
actually more than that, but some of them we couldn't do because they're in festival
Festival
circuits.
circuits, yeah.
He submitted like 9 films.
Go Tim.
Yeah, so I want to say, so obviously Tim is a strong actor, and him being in this movie next to a bunch of people who aren't as strong makes it feel like he's the only. It's going to sound rude, but it makes it sound like he's the only real person.
Actually, I
here.
was going to
The
say,
only-
yeah.
Tim, you kind of outshined the cast in this one. You gotta
Share the
dumb it
spotlight,
down,
man.
You
Share
gotta
the
dumb it
spotlight.
down, water it down.
It's kind of funny because I never think about acting a whole lot because I'm not a director, right? So that's not what I do. So when I watched this film with you guys, I was seeing Tim's character come alive, and then it cuts to this portion, where he's talking to all these other
Oh
guys.
yeah,
And I'm like,
his absence was astounding.
Yeah,
You're
I was
just
like, they
"Ooh,
feel-
bring Tim back.
they feel fake. Like
Yeah.
everyone here feels like they're written, and Tim just felt like a real person.
Yes, well, experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
experience, right?
I wonder, because we noticed that this does not have a SAG logo like the other films Tim has submitted.
Hey, shut
You
up.
want to get him in trouble?
Shut up.
No,
He did this one under the
okay,
table,
okay.
dude.
Well, then cut this
It's
out.
a non-sec.
Cut
no,
this
leave
out.
it in because it's funny.
But this was made in 2016. It could have been before Tim was.
Did you do
in
a
SAG.
non-sag?
No. It could have been before he was in
I'm
SAG.
calling him out on it. Calling him out.
Call SAG right
Tim?
now.
Did you break your SAG contract for this movie? Did you? Because I applaud that.
Because I applaud.
I'm just saying he could have not have been SAG when he did this movie.
Maybe he was paid.
Is that
You see,
not
we're
possible?
producers and directors, so we hate SAG.
Honestly, I really don't like working with SAG. Yeah.
No, me neither. They're paying in the SAG.
I'm in SAG.
You are not in
Oh, you
SAG.
are a SAG, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's why I hate you. Get out.
Yeah. Society of Avant-Garde.
Actors, yeah, that.
I honestly, I don't mind working with SAG actors so long as we can go to a right-to-work state and
Sure.
avoid the SAG contract.
and avoid everything, that their union stands for.
Sure, we'll do it in Utah.
I got a SAG tattoo.
That's a funny joke. Nice.
That's a
Thanks,
funny joke.
My brother-in-law Jack has a tattoo of his.
So this
film
reminds me
union.
actually of that
Talk over me.
that
Sure.
episode, the episodic series American Vandal, but you guys have not seen that.
I never saw that.
And it reminds me of it because it's based in high school, and they have to do with truth telling and journalism, and what qualifies as truth telling and what doesn't. And I think it's a really interesting subject because they use it countless times in movies like this. Thematic.
I think this movie, maybe not this particular story that I tell in this movie, but the concept of this movie could make a really good hour-and-a-half feature-long film where it's like takes place in a high school movie that's basically just a news journalism film with some dramatic scandal going on in the high school that's all about the newsroom and stuff.
And when you said that, I thought it was a good idea, so I copyrighted it.
Wrecked. Audience, get wrecked.
I now own that concept. No one can make it.
That concept. Who owns Time Loop? as a concept because I want to murder
Shyamalan.
them. Shyamalan.
No. You should copyright the time loop concept.
Oh, and never do anything.
And then
with
you
it?
can start collecting royalties off of everyone.
Off
who
of bad
does it.
films.
I don't dare want time loop money.
I don't want your dirty money. Hey, first question of the day. Why is this called Dirty Books?
Because that's like a
Because
tax thing.
It's because that's not journalism, right?
Because it's in their dirty.
I mean, dirty books is usually referring to like bookkeeping
Right.
and to financial fraud.
Right.
Not journalism.
Not journalism.
Maybe it is. Maybe we don't even
And
know.
he makes a newspaper, which is not a book.
Maybe it's literally a dirty book, but yeah.
Oh wait, no, it was a dirty book in the library that had the porn in it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, dude.
It's a dirty book.
Dirty book.
There you go.
Okay. One time, a dude that I was preparing to interview for a documentary
Yeah.
had an interview published of him in a Maxim magazine, right?
Okay.
And I felt really stupid buying a Maxim magazine I just didn't want to do it.
For the interview?
But I wanted to prep for the interview and read
That's
this
funny.
interview. And so I go into a 7-Eleven and, I grab like a Slurpee and like 8 other things just so I don't, and I'm like, oh, and I'll take the Maxim there. And I figure the guy at the Indian gentleman is going to be a just professional about it and hand me my magazine and
But
let me
no.
walk. No, he just looks at me and goes, "Dirty books," like that.
He just completely judged you right
He
there.
did, and he said, "Dirty books, dirty books."
There you go.
There it is.
There it is.
And I'm like,
Dirty books.
"So you say?"
And you say, no, I bought it for the article.
It's for the article, but it really is.
I'm interviewing this guy. Interview.
And I'm like, just give me my porn.
So do we have any, okay, so I'll start this off with questions.
It was a good Slurpee, though.
Good Slurpee.
Was it a good magazine?
I just read the article.
Was the porn good?
Oh, I want to
I just read the article. Damn.
I want to give, I'm just thinking of Maxim. You're not going like this.
I did. No. I had my wife go through first and black out the inappropriate parts.
Rip out all the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah. It's fine. It's healthy.
I also want to point out that this film is quite well produced, as we've I think we've already talked about with the locations and the extras and
Yep.
outfits. All of it just really, really good.
Dialed.
Pretty damn good. Pretty dang good.
PDG.
So I want to ask. What? So I keep thinking the person who made this, Zachary, that you kind of got your friends
Lapierre.
to make this film, like it's like you and a group of friends, but
Colleagues.
but I feel like it's a much bigger film than that. So I don't know exactly what's going on here.
Like it's too well produced to be like just a get together with your friends movie.
Right. That's exactly it.
So how big was this production?
That's my question.
Who was the team?
And
where'd they come from?
Are you guys all in high school? Like the production crew?
I don't think this was made by students.
This feels well seasoned,
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff in here that does feel amateur, but there's like
The person behind the camera or directing
like
the camera
yeah, people know what they're doing,
knows a little more than I would typically expect from a high school group.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because of the few little amateur stuff that does happen and the cast being mostly what looks to me, unless I'm just totally
No, they look high school.
They look actually high school kids.
Yeah, and so many films cast only 18 and above for their high school casts.
Right.
Right. Disney Channel is the worst example of that.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore though.
Who?
Disney Channel.
Oh, see, I stopped
They have, like,
watching
kids.
Disney Channel. You still watch Disney
Yeah.
Channel?
What? They have good shows on there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like Dog with a Blog.
Descendants.
Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol. Yeah.
Is that Disney?
Nope.
I don't
think
know.
so.
How did this happen?
I'm glad we're still talking about the film.
How did this happen?
Are we playing with gloves now?
Yeah.
he has gloves?
This is called conductive thread.
That's not real. What?
Holy crap. All right. Any more questions?
I was just waiting for it to end.
Is there any more questions for the team behind Dirty Books?
Are you working on anything else?
Dirty
What else you got
books?
in the books? You got to make in another movie? Or
Y'all making another movie?
Y'all making
making
movies?
another
You making
movie?
more movies? You ever make any other movies?
Because you definitely should. Because I
You
like
got
this movie
skills,
a lot.
man. You got chops. I respect you.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
I would call this like we talk about genuity a lot, which is our favorite word to use.
This film
Yeah.
has genuity. It's
Oh, yeah.
genuitous.
This film has so much genuitousness.
Ness.
Genuitiveness.
Genuitiveness. It's anti-ingenuitous.
Anti-ingenuity.
Anyway, really well done. So I want to see more stuff from you.
Please.
Specifically me.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Please.
But I do.
Yeah, I don't care. That's true.
I care.
Um,
I care.
So Zachary, send us more stuff. Tim, go
Please.
away.
Tim, never leave.
Tim.
You must stay. You're our only supply.
I see Tim like in my dreams now. Like he's just everywhere I look.
Timothy J. Cox.
Timothy J. Cox. It's just yeah. When I have a dream, he's my dad. He's my teacher.
He's my teacher.
He's,
He's my
at
colleague.
my suicide prevention group. He's everywhere. Now he's my principal too.
Wow.
I want to see actually a film because I'm not sure if we have yet. I want to see a film with Tim as the main actor.
Tim, send us your
Yeah,
main
but you can
starring
tell that
roles.
supporting
Yeah.
roles are like his sweet spot, and that especially he's played someone in a position of authority.
Yeah.
So that
You know what? I
has to be
think
an authoritative
I think
figure.
I believe in Tim, and I think Tim. I think you
I
could
believe
carry a
I haven't seen proof that he's real.
I believe in Harvey.
that he's real.
Yeah, I don't know if I
that he's a
believe
real person.
You said you believe in him. I'm not sure.
I believe in Tim.
That was
I believe in Tim.
That was a bad joke. It's a very bad joke. Despicable.
I'd cast Tim as my main character.
I wouldn't.
What are you crazy?
Anyway,
He's typecast
thank
as
you,
supporting.
Thank you, Zachary. Your last name's awesome, by the way.
Lapierre.
Lapierre.
Not even gonna try it.
Yeah, go ahead, Taylor. Try to say it.
Taylor can't say
Not even
Smith.
gonna try it.
Say Smith.
John.
See? He can't say any last name.
Any surname, yeah.
Yeah. My own name
If
included.
Lapierre
Taylor
was your first name, he'd be able to say it.
Yeah.
That's true. Lapierre.
See that? Well, that's
There it is.
amazing.
But that was as a first name.
Yeah.
So, shall we? Shall we leave now?
Yeah. See you.
Oh, where you want to go?
Well, I don't know. You keep leaving every time that we.
Where do you go?
Yeah.
Oh, well, just over there a bit. Maybe like 2 Farsis.
Okay.
That way.
That's
There's no
long.
farce. It's a void.
Well, eventually your eyes can only see so far in a void, right? So you got to go that far.
Not
Until
really.
you can't see the
You
table.
got to go
anymore?
that far 2 more times.
Okay.
Light doesn't
Yeah.
work that way.
It does here. Yeah, 2
Oh.
times. 2 Farsis that way. Turn left. You go down these stairs.
Stairs.
Right around there, you're going to come to a fork in the road, and you go right in the middle. Don't take either one.
There's a road.
Yep.
Wait, a fork go in the middle of the
yeah,
fork?
yeah. Don't take either
And
road.
so go off
You
the
just
path.
Go right
Straight in the
right
middle.
across, right in the middle.
Okay.
Keep going that way for 2 or 3 days.
How'd you find this out?
I have a lot of time here in the
2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. When
but
you get there,
You
you're
left 2 days ago.
Do you know how time works in the void? Anyway, you're going to get there. When you get out there, you're going to find an old man on a bench. And when you
There's
see
someone
that,
else here?
he's out on this bench, and you go to him. He's going to ask you for change. Give him change, and then he'll
have
tell
to.
you which way to go next.
Okay.
I don't know which way he'll tell you, but
It's always
do it.
different.
But do it.
Do what he
It's
says.
always different.
Like, do exactly what he says. And what you'll do is eventually you'll find yourself at a door with 2 knockers. One is red and one is blue. You have to pick.
2 knockers?
Hey, your mind went there? You're right, actually.
Oh.
Squeeze the red one. Go through the door. You'll be in like a trap door, like a chute that takes you down this winding slide. Okay? Follow? You follow me?
I'm
Right.
following.
So,
I'm following.
at the bottom of the slide, you get off. You'll be in sort of like like a ballroom.
Wait, you get off the slide.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you'll be in like a ballroom kind of thing.
Like a ball pit?
Like balls, you know?
Black
Just
balls,
little
what color?
Oh, they're black. Yeah.
All black.
Black balls. And so you got to get out of there, and then you'll see a big line of people. You got to get in the back.
There's a
How
lot
many
of
people are here?
I don't know. You wait
thought
in
it was
that
just
line.
us.
You got to wait in the line until you get to the window. Okay? When you get to the window, you're going to be this old lady named Edna, and you got to tell Edna what you want.
What do you want?
What?
What do we want?
Well, wherever you're trying to go. Where do you want to go?
That's what we were trying to find out in the first place.
Well, I'm telling you how to get there.
Wait, well,
Edna knows the way. You just got to ask her.
Wait, can we tell her? Can we ask her how to get out of the void?
Oh no. Well, yes. You can ask her that.
Will she?
Yeah. She'll tell you. Actually,
Where do you-
that's what I.
Yeah, I've left the void several times.
That's what I asked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you leave the void?
Well, it's more complicated than that.
Because then
Tell
you
us,
got to go
please.
down there.
So she said, first thing you got to do is you got to turn around and go back through the ball pit.